Why am I suffering? This is a common question asked by all age groups, the children, the young, the middle aged, the elderly age, the old age, men, women, good people, bad people, in all the countries globally, across the world, in different cultures, in different places, they ask the same question: why am I suffering? And especially the good people ask, I am a good person. I live a very honest life. I don't cheat anybody. And I try to help others. But why do I suffer? Why am I suffering? Why must I suffer? I can understand if some bad person is suffering, he deserves it. But I don't deserve. I don't know what is the reason why I am suffering. So they try to get answers, find answers here and there. And they get in parts and pieces. But in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains this beautifully. Why this place is so special and why people are suffering. It is not a, I mean, sorry, I smiled or laughed, but it is not a laughing matter. This is a very serious question. Why am I suffering? Especially, I am a good person. Why I have to suffer? This is really disturbing. And if you look around, many people are asking, and this life's vehicles dashboard, different areas of life. They say, I am having health problems. My physical health, I have a problem. I'm suffering. Some people say, I'm having mental health problems. I'm suffering in my mental health area, anxiety, depression, dejection, stress, all these things I'm suffering. And in physical health, oh, I am having eye surgeries, I'm having heart surgery, I'm having, leg pain, body pain. So in that area, they are suffering. One or the other. Then some people have career problems, lost a job or trying to find a job after education, not a suitable job, not good earning. After joining job, they are having problems with colleagues, office politics, and you know, toxic boss. They use this word. Again, sorry, I feel like, you know, feel sad, but I have to also smile when I'm speaking. So it's a heavy subject matter, but I'm trying to smile. And then they also have these financial problems. No money, I have to pay EMIs, and then I'm running, hand to mouth, month to month. Still 1 week to go, finish the month, but I still don't know when the salary is coming, and so on and so forth. And most importantly, if all these things are a little bit seemingly okay, they have these relationship problems. Husband and wife not getting along, parents and children not getting along, children and parents not getting along, office colleagues are not getting along, relationship problems, customers are not getting along, suppliers are not getting along. So, in this way, suffering after suffering. One suffering ends, another suffering begins. One area, uh, and above this, other problems like, war. I'm in the army, and then suddenly there is war as a soldier. There is suffering. I may be wounded, and my other colleagues in the army, they may get wounded. So it is like I am fighting for the nation, for the society, for the state. And there are so many problems, diplomatic problems, international, between countries, leadership problems. And then the suffering continues. And this is not today. If you see over the last 100 years, World War One, World War Two, and you always see some war or something, one place or the other. Maybe they say around 30, 40 wars are happening simultaneously around the world. Small, big wars are happening. So this suffering is there. And Krishna, when people ask, And this question they asked 100 years ago, they asked now, and even after 100 years, they will ask the same question. 500 years ago, people asked this question. And many acharyas explained through Bhagavad Gita why this suffering is there. And 5,000 years ago, Krishna answered the same questions to Arjuna. Suffering. And many people think I'm successful. I have no problems in all the different areas of life. My finances are okay, my assets are okay, my lifestyle is good, my health is good. I don't have any mental health problems. More or less, all very seemingly okay. Arjuna also did not have any problems like that. I mean, success, if you are measuring in those areas, still suddenly on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna was a successful man. He was a warrior. He had many success stories in his life. What does a Kshatriya want? Like, what does a cricket player want if you win some trophy? Like that, Arjuna was quite a successful person. But still, suddenly, he had all these problems, overwhelming problems in all the areas of life. Suddenly, he was seeing, he was disturbed, he was crying. You see the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, as he starts explaining, he reveals Krishna. First, he tells my physical health problems. My hand is shivering, my tongue is dry, my skin is burning, my hairs are standing in end like this. So all this physical health problem, my Gandiva is shaking and slipping from my hand. I cannot hold it. My limbs are not working. And then he talks about mental health problems. Krishna, I'm suffering. My head is reeling. My mind is reeling. And in fact, he drops his weapons and sits down on the chariot. Such a successful, very powerful man. Suddenly he's suffering from all these problems. And then when the conversation takes place, he's talking about this career problem only. Physical health problem he mentions, mental health problems he mentions. Then he talks about career. No, I don't want to be fighting this war. And he gives so many reasons, that is another matter. But he talks about his career problems, challenges, suffering in his career. This career is not good for me. He suddenly want to shift his career because he is suffering. I cannot see other people suffering. That may be, a pretext, but he himself is suffering in his career. Then you talk about his wealth. He says, I don't want wealth because that wealth itself is troublesome and suffering. Better. He's thinking that is a solution. I give up wealth and then there is no suffering. He's overwhelmed. All the 6 areas of his life. On his life's vehicle's dashboard, he has these problems and his sufferings. And then he talks about, relationships. Hey, here are my cousin brothers. Here are my teachers. Here are my uncles, grandfather, my children, nephews. They're all standing here and fighting. And I'm going to break my relationship. This is serious, suffering in the area of relationships. So he mentions all the 6 areas of life. And he talks about kingdom, giving back to the society and charity. I will give charity. I don't want any wealth. Take away the kingdom. So he covers on his life's dashboard all the 6 areas of life. He says he's suffering. So, and he looks for a solution. And that's when Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita. Why we have to suffer. And in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, hey Arjuna, you are very knowledgeable, but why are you speaking like this as if you don't have any knowledge? And he explains the Atma Tattva. The first point related to suffering, Krishna begins with Atma Tattva. He says, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Why he tells is, all these sufferings you see because you are identifying with the body. Like if you identify with this shirt, and then there is a small tear here, or even there is a folding, improper folding. Because you identify with the shirt, I am this shirt or something like that, then you see the suffering, why there is a crease here on this shirt. Or you identify with your car, there is a dent, and then you suffer. You feel very sad. A new car I just brought out of the showroom, and there is already a scratch or a dent, and then you suffer because you're identifying with the car, identifying with the shirt. Similarly, when you identify with this body, which is just a covering, just like this shirt, and you suffer. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. So, around so many shlokas, like, more than 20 shlokas, Krishna explains the difference between the body and the soul and tries to explain to Arjuna. You are seeing suffering in all these 6 areas of your life because you are identifying with this, your body. That is, the problem is inside you, not outside. So, first correction is you don't identify with the body. You are above this body. Don't say, I am this body, but this body is mine. Just like this car is mine, this shirt is mine, this body is mine. So, this is the first correction he gives. Then he talks about beyond that body, outside. He talks about this Prakriti, the circumstances, this time, all this. Krishna explains the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma, 5 subject matters he explains. And in that, he says this world itself is designed like that. You have to suffer. Krishna uses beautiful Sanskrit words, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This world is temporary and it is full of Dukkhalayam. If you go to a medical shop, Aushadalaya means you find medicines there. Like that, Devalaya means you find God there in Alaya, and you go to Aushadhalaya, like that. This is Dukkhalaya. That means here you get only Dukkha. If you are finding something Sukha, actually is also Dukkha only, because it's very temporary, because it is finished. As soon as you think, I bought a new car, immediately there is a dent on your car, your happiness is finished, distress will start. There is just a gap, little bit small gap in between. So overall, if you say take the complete picture, according to Krishna, he is explaining to Arjuna, this is Dukkhalayam. And Ashashvatam, this is temporary. So in this temporary world and Dukkhalayam, Krishna is not agreeing with Arjuna, okay, you give up this, anyway temporary. No. He says, Arjuna, understand all this properly. You must still focus on all your 6 areas of life, and then you must fight this war. He's not telling give up. You go and sit and you enjoy, you meditate or you chant and be happy. Some people are looking that if I go to spirituality, there will be, mitigation of suffering. But Krishna is not agreeing to that proposal. Arjuna puts up that proposal. He wants to be spiritual and then leave the battlefield, become a Brahmana, just get some arms and survive. He doesn't want to fight this war. Then, out of the 5 subject matters, when he keeps explaining this, he explains about karma. He goes on to explain karma, that is the activities. And in karma, he explains like 3 types of activities. What are the 3 types of activities? Karma or sukarma, that means good, pious activities. Vikarma or kukarma or dushkarma, bad activities. Very clear. When you do bad activities, it will generate bad things. Like it will create stress, it will create sickness, easy things like, it will cause some bad losses to somebody, like stealing, cheating. It causes either to you or somebody some bad things. Somebody immediately now, and to you maybe after some time, you will have to suffer all those consequences of doing bad activities. Dushkarma, kukarma, and all these bad activities. Cheating, pilferage, stealing, being rude to others, showing anger at others, unnecessary anger. Whereas it comes to pious activities, like helping others, doing good to others, doing, like building schools, making some roads, planting some seeds, digging some wells, distributing some food, helping some charity to other people. All these things are good activities. These are called satkarma, sukarma, or simply karma means they are all good activities, pious activities. And all these are explained in the Vedas, pious activities and impious activities. So, what Krishna is telling is, in this temporary world, which is a dukkhalayam, whether you do temporary, pious activities or you do impious activities, both are not good. It's not a good option. I'll do only good activities. He gives something more deeper. What is something more deeper? Like, going beyond suffering is, he tells you this akarma, the middle path is very important. That means you do pious activities, but connect your pious activities with a dotted line to Krishna or even a straight line to Krishna. You must connect the dots and make a straight line. Connect it to Krishna. Whatever you're doing, et karoshi, et asnasi, et juhosi, dadasi, et. Says whatever you're doing, whatever you're eating, whatever you're working, whatever, any activity you're doing, do it as an offering to me. This is what he's telling. This is akarma. In Sanskrit, akarma has two meanings. Akarma means not doing any work, like lazy. Because people are afraid. They hear from the Vedic scriptures that if I do any activity, I may make a mistake. They are fearful of failure. Fear of failure, that's where it comes. They say, oh, if I do something, I may fail, no? So I will not take any action. It's better. I don't go to the examination hall. I have a fever. So tomorrow people say, hey, poor guy, this boy had fever, so he didn't attend the exams. So it's okay, no result or na pass, whatever. Safe. If I go to exam, maybe I'll fail. Everybody will laugh at me. So best is I feign some fever and then stay at home, miss the exam. This is called fear of failure. That means they take the path as akarma. I will not take action because I may fail. Not taking action is also akarma. But here Krishna is teaching something different. You have to take action. But if you just do a pious activity, you are still bound in this janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. You are bound to this world. Again, you have to take birth. Again, you have to, start living, and again death. The day you are born, you start dying actually. Actually, it's not really like birth. The day we are born, next day we have already died one day. Afterwards, we have died for 1 month. Afterwards, we have died for 10 years. Afterwards, we have died for 40 years. Goes on and so on. And finally, completely when we leave the body, fully dead. But daily he is approaching death. So this is what Krishna is teaching. So he says, if you do pious activities also, you are bound with the karma. You help somebody by giving some money. Again, after some time, he has to return that money to you. That is every action has an equal and opposite reaction, like physics law, Newton's third law or something that we learned in school. Every action. So here also every action, whether it is pious activity or impious activity, both have reactions. So Krishna is telling to stop this suffering. Suffering means, we already discussed in other videos that we have uploaded on our YouTube channel, that ahara, nidra, bhaya and maituna, and then janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, all these sufferings are there now. To overcome that is the middle path. So you don't do just pious activities, you are again bound to this. You do impious activities, even more you are bound. So how to understand to take the middle path? Krishna is telling you must do bhakti yoga. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. He says, don't fear Arjuna. Give up all these other understandings you have from Vedas, here, there, whatever knowledge you have, give up. I am giving you, I am the creator of the Vedas. I am telling you what you must do. This middle path, akarma, only you must take up, which is bhakti yoga. Then the people are telling, I am doing good activity, why I am suffering? Why am I suffering? I can understand bad people. He did some theft, now he's in jail, he's suffering. I have not done any theft. I have been falsely implicated and I have been sent to jail. Why I should suffer? That person is smoking last 20 years, he is suffering, he got some cancer. I never smoked. I am following all health principles perfectly in this life. A very clean, healthy lifestyle I have. But why I got cancer? So this is more puzzling. So for this also, both Acharyas and also Krishna in Bhagavad Gita very clearly explains. He explains that, I'll read directly from the Bhagavad Gita, that it is like this Gnana Agni, this fire of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when you take and apply in your life, whatever little bit, even 1%, then you start burning away all your karmas. The results of your pious activities, the results of your impious activities, everything will start burning away. I'll read that shloka in Bhagavad Gita directly in Krishna's words. Okay. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 37. यथैधांसि सम्मिद्धोऽग्निर् भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. I'll repeat. यथैधांसि संसिद्धो अग्निर् भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. Bhasma means ashes. Okay. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. Whether pious activities or impious activities, all are burned to ashes. Then the next question people start asking a little bit more details about this karma. Okay, why I am suffering? I have been doing only good, means you are only seeing this particular window of your life. That's why the difference between body and soul, one must understand. Only body has death, soul has no death. So your activities of many lifetimes also accumulate, and the results are given now. Today, in this window, last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of your life, you have lived a very honest, integrity life, and you should not be suffering. You should be having the best health, all this. But why I am suffering? It is from many, many previous lifetimes. And that is explained again by Krishna and all the acharyas. They give this analogy of a seed. When you do an activity, you are planting a seed, right? Just like you want to walk every day a few kilometers or 1 hour walking to maintain good health. You walk today 1 hour, you don't lose 1 kg weight in one day. You started the process. As you keep the activity, the result will be later. So there is a gap. So when you did this activity in some lifetime, you have already planted a pious seed. It's a seed. And when you do a impious activity, you planted a impious seed. Just like if it is a good activity, like a mango seed you planted, it will take so many years and then it will fructify and it will start giving fruits. It won't give the day you plant the seed, you won't get the fruit. There is some time gap. Similarly, the day you did some good activity in some lifetime, it will take some time to grow and fructify. And that's why some people are born with a silver spoon or a golden spoon. They didn't do anything. Why did they deserve? And some people are born in poverty or in bad health or sickness. Why? Because we have to see, understand beyond this body. To answer this, the only way to answer is to accept Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna and his explanation, Bhagavad Gita. We have to go beyond this lifetime, many, many lifetimes. So it's a journey is happening. And now, with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, whether you have performed some pious activities or impious activities, when you start practicing this Bhakti Yoga, everything will start burning to ashes. And then some people will say, what is this Prarabdha Karma? They ask me questions. What is it? Prarabdha Karma is something like this, that the best analogy in the Vaishnava tradition given is like an arrow. Arrow is in the quiver. It is not still taken out. That means just like planting a seed, the arrow is still in the quiver. You have done some activity, that activity's result is in the arrow. And that arrow is taken out and put in the bow. and then it is released. So there is a time gap. It is in the quiver, taken out, aim and release, and then it comes and hits the person. And suddenly a healthy man will suddenly fall sick for no reason. What happened? No. Similarly, the death also. Suddenly, no reason. He was just sitting and watching TV or reading newspaper or went for shaving in a barber shop, then came back, took showers, just sitting there and passed away. Sudden heart attack. So this is like prarabdha karma. That means it's already like an arrow. It is released and shot at. So we must understand this Krishna's explanation that this world is dukkhalayam and ashashvatam. And when you start your bhakti yoga, how you start your bhakti yoga? Come and join this Bhagavad Gita for Life Hub, a simple YouTube channel where you learn this Bhagavad Gita and start your journey of this bhakti yoga. As you start listening about Krishna and his activities and his teachings, then our this Shravanam and Kirtanam of Krishna and Krishna's message, when we hear, this burning of our karma will start. And we have better understanding at that, that I have started this bhakti yoga and this is the only way forward. I'll regularly keep in touch with this bhakti yoga and with this devotee community, and I move forward and I'll make sure this is my last life. After this life, I don't want to take birth again because it is a temporary world and it is full of dukkha. I don't want to go through this suffering all over again. A really intelligent person will take this decision. At the same time, while you are in this world, you have to perform all your duties. Krishna explains, like the two tracks, parallel tracks. You have to take care of your material activities and the spiritual activities, above which is the mind. You must regularly work in a very balanced way and move forward and make this your lost life. I will not take birth again in this Dukkhalayam and Ashashvatam. Chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita is actually called as the death chapter because everything about death is explained in this chapter of death, which is chapter 8. And I will read that shloka from here and the translation also, where Krishna is explaining. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gatihi. Parangati means that destination we have to go on this parallel tracks, this locomotive of our vehicle, and with this dashboard taking care both the tracks. You must balance and travel in such a way that you go to that destination. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion. Yogi in devotion doesn't mean, unmarried person or married person and all these things, or man, woman, nothing like that. Okay. All are included. After attaining me, the great souls, so man, woman, both included, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries only, because they have attained the highest perfection. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. So we must work. Now, some people say they have this doubt. I started this attending Bhagavad Gita classes. I am following to some extent the instructions, if not everything. Some people see immediately some changes and happiness. Some people understand and wait. It's like any other classroom. You attend a karate class, you don't get black belt karate in the first day. Or some people don't get even after 20 years going and attending karate classes. So the sincere students who want to advance take it a little bit more seriously and follow the entire process. They advance quickly and faster and they see quicker results. Now the question is, after coming to this, if both the impious activity fruits or the seeds. I mean, why the seed analogy is given by Acharyas is there is a seed, if you plant, a plant will come out. But the same seed, if you roast it in fire or on a tawa, and then you plant, it won't come out. So this bhakti will fry out all the seeds. So if both pious activity seeds and impious activity seeds both are burnt off, why am I still suffering? So it means that to the extent you are working in bhakti yoga, to that extent some seeds are burnt. The more faith you put, the more you surrender, the more you listen to Krishna's instructions. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. I will liberate you from all these things. So you have to work it with a lot of faith and move forward. So why, okay, I may not be working, but I see so many people, they are following this path. Why they are suffering? I am a poor student. I am not putting best effort. I'm still learning. I'm coming forward. But for me to increase faith, I see the other devotees who have been on this path for 30, 40, 50 years. Why are they suffering? They should not be suffering, no? So this suffering of devotees is seen differently. For that, a higher standard of books like Srimad Bhagavatam answer those kind of questions. Devotees who are living their life, like Kunti Maharani, she is praying to Krishna. I want all these sufferings to come again and again to me. My children were given poison. Our house was burnt in fire. They snatched away all our kingdom. My daughter-in-law, they pulled her sari in open sabha and insulted her. And all these things are happening. She says, I want them again and again. This is the prayer by devotees who follow this Bhagavad Gita path, which is a very, very, very high level. For us, even to understand and comprehend that, it takes a long time. But understand, when people do this akarma, not sukarma, not dushkarma, but akarma, which is Krishna karma, working in Krishna conscious, and when they perform this Krishna karma, you get these emotions like Queen Kunti. Then you will see it in a different direction, any suffering. And once you are 100% Krishna conscious, you will also talk like Kunti Maharani. Then you will not see it as a suffering. When you do Krishna karma and you still suffer, and in all the 6 areas of your life, you may still see the suffering that my health is bad, my mental health is bad, my finances are a little bit poor, I'm working very hard, still I don't see results. Then the devotees, they don't think that this is because of the dushkarma or the satkarma they have done in many, many lifetimes. All this is burnt and gone. Now, only Krishna karma is working, only the bhakti yoga is working, the activities of bhakti yoga is working, and they also have a seed. Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Bija means seed. By the blessings of Guru and Krishna, this Bhakti Lata Bija is planted in your heart. When you come to this Bhagavad Gita, start reading through a Guru, and then you get this seed, and it is planted in your heart. And slowly, slowly, as you practice, this Bhakti Lata will grow. Rest of your life, it keeps growing. Meanwhile, your body is getting old because you are living in the same ecosystem. The devotee is also living in the same ecosystem. The demons in the same ecosystem. Pious people in the same ecosystem. So the rules of this world have to act on us. So just because somebody started this Bhagavad Gita life, oh, if he thinks I will stay young forever, I will be always, healthy, I will not be having any sick, I will not become old. That will be not a proper understanding. The devotee thinks even if some small, thing happened, oh, because of my past sinful activities, I lost a finger only. Actually, I should have lost my whole hand. For that, Krishna has minimized my suffering. We may not be as great as thinking like Kunti Devi, but we may think at our level like, oh, small problem. Just like I gave the arrow example, no? The arrow did not pierce my heart, it just grazed my hand and went away. That karma, I should have suffered much more, but Krishna, uh, removed my big, huge mountain of karma with a small punishment, because according to the rule of this nature, I had to be punished. A large punishment has been minimized. In this way, devotees are thinking. So, I hope you have understood why I have to suffer. Why am I suffering? That question is answered. And I am a good person, but still why I am suffering? That question is also answered. All these questions are perfectly answered only by perfect Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, where some people say, if God is there, why good people are suffering and all that. But you are only looking at a small window of your lifespan, maybe this 5 years time or 10 years time, 30, 40 years time. But the higher laws of nature work for many, many, many lifetimes. Okay. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna, for tuning to our YouTube channel. And these few minutes you heard and it resonated with you, or you felt good and you got a proper understanding, or at least some level of proper answers, and you want to learn more and more to continue this dialogue, please like and subscribe. And you still are not fully satisfied or with the answers given, you please ask further questions in the comments box, so that in the future content that we create, we will try and answer most of your questions. Also, many people will be searching for these kind of questions, and those people, it could be your friends, colleagues, relatives, neighbors, whoever they are. Show some compassion and send it to them. Connect them to Krishna and Bhagavad Gita to end their suffering in this lifetime. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a great time.